is it? Ferrari, yeah, well done. Wow. Can you use a Ferrari with children? Today we're going to find out. And in a car that Clarkson himself said was too scary when you put your foot down. A car that might be better if it had a bit less power. Let's get into it. My name's Ben and welcome to DadCars. So the DadCars channel is all about exploring the most exciting cars out there and seeing if they can be used with children. But before we check if you can even get a child seat in this thing, let's just admire the beauty of it. So the incredible Ferrari F12 Berlinetta is, to my eyes, a modern Ferrari, but would you believe it? These came out in 2012, so they're over 10 years old. Now, I've always loved the looks of a 599, but when this thing was released, it was blindingly clear which was the new Ferrari. A giant leap in design. And the same can't be said for the 812. Look, I love the 812, but when you reach the pinnacle of GT design like Ferrari did with the F12, it's hard to top an all-time great. And just everywhere you look on this car externally is an absolute feast for the eyes. The aero, the bonnet vents, the shapes, the angles, it's just absolutely stunning. Now I could rabbit on for 20 minutes straight just about the external looks of this incredible car. But let's get inside our first Ferrari. Shall we do it? Getting into a Ferrari F12. Wow! Oh my goodness me. Ferrari interiors. In a car like this, take it to another whole level. Oh, the smell of that Italian leather. The feel of it, so supple and lovely. Oh, what's Monkey doing in there? That's a bit silly. Wow. Right, hang on, look, we need to check for child seats because we're not even going to be able to take this out unless we can get a child seat in here. So let's have a look, a child seat practicality. So you will never be able to fit a rear-facing baby seat in the passenger side of an F12 because you cannot switch the passenger side airbag off. Also, there is no ISOFIX on the passenger side, so you're going to be restricted to belt-secured front-facing child seats. Fortunately, however, the belt-secured travel 5-point harness child seats that are used in the back of the Dad B9 fit in here really well. And most importantly, the seat is really far back. Most conventional child seats are really big and bulky, so the child would be sort of actually sat about here. And it's really important, if ever you put a child in a child seat in the front passenger side, that they're as far back from the airbag as possible. And yeah, these achieve that really well. As always, if you're interested in these, a link in the description below. If you follow that link and use the DadCars promo code, you can save yourself £10 on Amazon. And surely Ferrari's boots are useless. Well, oh no. Look at this. I've got a folding buggy in here, as well as James's big duffel bag full of camera rigs. How incredible is that? This boot is huge. And it actually passes the DadCars boot test rather easily. I've still got James's massive duffel bag in here full of camera rigs. Right, I'm very excited. Are you? This is the first time Daddy's ever driven a Ferrari. And you, my special little one, you're the one who gets to come with me. So I'll remember this day forever. And you'll be able to watch this video when you're big.
I like sausage.
Do you?
Yeah.
You like sausage? Okay, thanks for telling me that. Shall we go?
Yeah.
Oh!
Virgin Radio Show.
Is that loud? Oh my goodness, is this really happening? I'm driving a prancing horse for the first time. Right, we'll leave it in auto until things warm up. And first off, I just feel so far away from that GoPro at the front of the car. It's incredible how far back you sit. I mean, this bonnet, I swear you could fit a super king-size mattress on this bonnet. It's huge and makes the Aston Martin's bonnet look small. And although from the outside, looking at this car, it does look huge and imposing, the dimensions of it, I mean, it's about 26 centimetres, I think, shorter than my wife's X5 and pretty much the same width. And God, this instrument cluster is absolutely stunning. So you've got the one big central analog dial in the middle, the important one. And it looks incredible. It's down the end of a tunnel. It's like looking down the barrel of a bazooka. And then you've got the digital screens either side. And the lovely thing about that is you don't have a terrible, ugly iPad-looking thing stuck out in the middle of the dashboard here, which I think is so much better. I mean, look how clean and non-fussy this whole dash arrangement is here. This steering, oh, it's so quick. It's so quick. Right, now bear with me, I'm going to try and make a case for why I think this car is a bit of a used car bargain. So when this car was new, back in 2012, the list price started from £240,000. And it's not uncommon to see in the classifieds cars that are specced with 60 plus £1,000 worth of options as well. So £300,000 in 2012 is worth, adjusting for inflation, around £400,000 today. But what can you buy one of these for? Second hand, right now. Well, used prices start from as low as £150,000. I mean, you get yourself a nice one for like 160 something. So when you look at it like that, it does actually seem quite good value for money. I mean, if you bought a house in 2012 for £300,000 instead of an F12, that house would be worth about £480,000 today. So the moral of the story is, don't buy a brand new Ferrari, buy yourself a house, and then 10 years later, buy that Ferrari when it's 10 years old. So running costs on this car then, it's not going to come as a surprise, it's very expensive. Miles per gallon, even going downhill with a tailwind, you're not going to hit 16 miles per gallon. The best James has ever got is 15.5. Road tax, £630 a year. Insurance, you're probably going to be looking at about £1,500 a year. And servicing is always going to be £1,000 or more. I won't go into too much more detail because I want to make a video comparing the running costs of a Ferrari and an Aston Martin. And so then I'll go into more detail about the running costs of this particular car. So if you'd like to see that, make sure you hit the subscribe button. So today, if you are a Ferrari 812 owner, say, and then you have a couple of children, you become a dad. The option that Ferrari give you today is that you can swap that for a Pura Sangue, one of those big things. I much preferred the option back 10 years ago when this was the daddy, because if you had an F12, then you had a couple of children, became a dad, you could swap it for an F12 that's had a loft conversion. You could get an FF, which is basically this car with a dormer on the back. Well, obviously I know that is a comical oversimplification, but that to me is why the FF has always really appealed to me, because this car has always appealed to me. But to have it with 2 rear seats, I could take 3 of my children out with. Wow, I mean, that is a very special thing, isn't it? Mind you, I'm sure Ferrari aren't interested in my opinion. I'm not their target audience, am I? I mean, even if I was 10 times wealthier, I'm still not their target audience, because I've got 4 children, and their new, not SUV, has only got 2 seats in the back. Why is a car that is that size and shape only got 2 seats in the back? Seems a terrible waste to me. And like a complete silly sausage, I was so excited about driving a Ferrari that I forgot to take the right turn when I should have. So we're actually going for a little bit of a detour. Must be somewhere I can turn around down here. Oh no, this is not looking good. All right, I'm going to turn around on this person's driveway. Oh, I'm so sorry. Turning around on someone's driveway in a Ferrari F12. What a silly, silly sausage your daddy is. Daddy went the wrong way. Daddy always goes the wrong way, doesn't he?
Yeah. We did
Let's go. Yeah, we did it, didn't we? And I tell you what, I think I've just proven a point really well there in just getting lost and having to turn around on a very tight road. I think I've dispelled the myth, you know, that this car is too much for the road. It's clearly not. Driving this around is really easy. Really easy. I don't feel intimidated at all, actually. You know, considering I've got my precious little one here as well. Yeah, this is so easy to drive. And yeah, the steering is really fast. But you know what? I think all that does is it just keeps you really present. If you're driving a car like this, with steering as responsive as this, you know, you're not going to be daydreaming, are you? So if anything, probably makes you going out, spending some one-on-one time with one of your children, more safe, because you know you're really concentrating on what you're doing. And talking to James earlier on, he said to me, out of his 3 Ferraris, his 550, his Scuderia, and this, the F12. He thinks this is actually the one which is the easiest to just drive around like a normal car. So, right, so we proved that this could be civilized and very, very easy to drive. Now let's go on a little bit more of a spirited drive, shall we? A safe, spirited DadCars drive. Right, let's go for it. These roads around here are truly glorious, aren't they? Oh, what do you think of that? Is that good? Oh, the sounds of the downshifts as well. Right, you ready? Oh! Oh my goodness. I'm absolutely speechless. I'm sorry. I'm sorry if this is terrible to watch at home, but oh, this is just amazing. Is this real life? Is this really happening right now? Am I here with you, my little sweetie, driving in my first Ferrari? Oh. Look, I'm having an incredible time here. This feels like a slightly spirited drive to me. I'm not even pushing the accelerator down by half. So to have real good fun driving this thing, you don't need to be flooring it. Christ knows what it feels like to see all of those LED lights get to the end. Revving up to nearly 9,000 RPM this engine. But you don't need to take it to the red line to have fun in this thing. Oh no. Goodness me. Oh, the downshifts again. Oh, the steering feel. Oh, it's quick but precise. Oh, this is lovely. Lovely. Instantaneous gear changes in a Super GT with a naturally aspirated V12 up the front, 730 horsepower, and with hydraulic steering, in a car that is just as perfect looking as this. God, this is such a special car. And the suspension and damping setting on this is witchcraft. I thought driving this on a spirited drive today was going to feel like sitting on a washing machine going full clip, but it's not. It's incredibly smooth, but you still get some feedback and texture from the road as well. Right, here we go. So we go again. Oh. Oh, the sound of it! Sweetie, we are driving a V12 Ferrari. How crazy is that? That's what we're doing right now. High five! Oh, it doesn't matter what gear you're in. Even at 6th, 7th, you still got the grunt. Still got the pull. Oh, this engine is absolutely insane. All these years I've been thinking that these cars are too much for the road, too much power, too much going to the rear wheels. But honestly, it's not. Maybe it's because originally these cars came on different tyres and the Pilot Sport 4S's really do transform it apparently. But yeah, driving it around at civilized speeds just feels like a really lovely, luxurious, but special car. But when you're on a road like this and the conditions are right, even with 50% accelerator pedal, it's absolutely incredible. Every single fibre in my body is screaming, yes! Thank you so much, James. Thank you. Thank you for giving this experience to me and my daughter. I'll treasure it forever. you don't remember this, sweetie, yeah, but when you were first born, you were an early baby, weren't you? Yeah, so that meant that you came out a bit too soon. Well, quite a bit too soon. So you spent 1 month in the ICU when you were first born, didn't you? Yeah, in an incubator and things. And Daddy can remember when he was in the hospital with you, holding you in one hand, just how sad and scared I was, and worrying if you were going to be okay or not. And I tell you, if somebody tapped me on the shoulder over 2 years ago when I was in the ICU with you and said, look, don't worry, buddy, she's going to be fine. And not only that, in a couple of years' time, you'll be driving JM's Ferrari on your own YouTube channel with her sat next to you, smiling, being absolutely fine. Yeah, God, I just wouldn't have believed it. Look, if anybody watching this has had an early baby, you'll know how horrendous that is and how scary and how much of a nightmare it can be. But it just goes to show how crazy life is. You know, one moment you can be in a complete nightmare. It doesn't even seem that long ago that I was there with you, sweetie. And then right now we are walking on air, living a complete dream. This is amazing. So obviously this car being a two-seater might come as a bit of a shock as the first Ferrari on the DadCars channel. But when James offered me this, obviously I just couldn't say no. This is incredible. Oh God, I mean, how do I begin to say how much I appreciate the support from James? And he's become a bit of a mentor for me, really, and he's just been so generous with his time and so kind with giving me access to his cars and advice. And honestly, look, James, thank you so much. Your friendship and support just means the absolute world to me. I hope I can grow DadCars into something which you'll be proud of as well. If you want to know what this car, other Ferraris and any car really, what it's actually like compared to all other cars, make sure you're subscribed to JM on Cars. He's the best, the absolute GOAT road tester. He does 4 videos a week. He's got way over 1,000 videos on YouTube. So pretty much any car that you're thinking of buying and you want to compare it to other cars, just watch JM on Cars. He's a walking encyclopedia of knowledge about cars, and he gives you all of that knowledge in every video, and he can really tell you like how it compares to others similar in its class. So yeah, if you're not subscribed to JM on Cars, what you're doing, go and subscribe to him after this, and yeah, go and see what a proper road test looks like. It really is night and day just how spacious and airy it feels in here compared to an Aston Martin of my generation. And I mean, headroom as well is massive. If I sit all the way back in this seat, look, you've got loads of space above you there. If I do this in my DB9, my head is touching on the roofline. So yeah, this is lovely. For 2 people, there's so much space in here. So yeah, the throttle pedal with very small input, there's this range that is really easy to modulate. And I mean, you're really delicate on it, but you can really modulate, you know, driving around a car at very normal speeds. Visibility as well is really rather good for a car that's styled as aggressively as this. Coming up to national speed limit here. My little one's asleep, but look, let's have a little bit of acceleration. She's not woken up. So a 2-seater Ferrari isn't the obvious choice as the first Ferrari on the DadCars channel. But I would love to get a 456 on the channel, if Rattarossa ever fixes his, a 612 Scaglietti. Love to get one of those on, or as we'd say in Pompey, Scaglietti. And obviously a Ferrari FF. I've been talking about Ferrari FF ever since I started the channel. So I'd love to get one of those on. Obviously a Lusso as well, that'd be great. Look, maybe even a California. I've never been a fan of the California, but if anyone out there's got one, I'd love to try it, see what those rear seats are like, and yeah, see if my misconceptions of that car are correct or not. So look, we are a little over 6 months into the DadCars YouTube channel, and I can't believe where we are already. You know, over 3,000 subscribers. All the cars that I've featured already, from all the very kind owners out there that have been reaching out to me, sending me an email, sending me a message on Instagram and offering their cars. The support that I've had from JM has just been incredible. And also from other YouTubers as well, the Bearded Explorer, number 27, Anthony of Sports and Touring, and JM and Friend. He's been helping me out with my editing, which I really appreciate. And look, and to all of you who are subscribers and watch my videos every week as well, thank you so much. You know, I see the people that comment every single week. I recognise the names, and guys, honestly, it means the world to me. Look, it's costing me a hell of a lot of money to fund the DadCars channel at the moment. It's absolutely hemorrhaging our personal savings, and they are dwindling. And it's taken a hell of a lot of time as well. I'm going to stick at it. I can see a day when this channel is self-sufficient, when it's bringing in enough money to just cover the expenses. God, if we can find enough parents out there who enjoy this content, you know, dads and mums and petrolhead uncles and granddads and guardians, just that is my absolute dream. And look, if we get there, when we get there, I will buy myself a prancing horse. It'll probably be a 612, I reckon. That's currently top of the list at the moment. But come on, guys, we can do it. Let's get DadCars to a point where it's a proper channel that's actually at least just sort of paying for itself. And I'll get a prancing horse. Is the Ferrari F12 a proper dad car? Well, I don't know. There's an argument for that, because when I bought my DB9, I had 3 children. So I could take all 3 of my children out in the DB9, but I couldn't take my wife. If you've only got 1 child, you could have a 2-seater and take all of your children out with you. So if you've only got 1 child, it's just as much a dad car for you as what the DB9 has been for me. Now that I've got 4 children, the DB9 is actually less practical than this if you only had 1 child. But in seriousness though, I do need to get the 2+2 and a 4-seater Ferraris on the channel, and I'll do my best to do so. If you've got one, please reach out. But look, most people own a F12 as their 2nd or 3rd car, don't they? Let's be honest. I mean, James has used this as a semi-daily, you know, for great periods of time. He's put loads of miles on this thing. And I can see why, because it's just so lovely and civilised. So in summary, I don't think it's a proper dad car, because it's only got 2 seats, and because, look, in all honesty, you're probably not going to have this as your one sole daily. But it's an incredible car. And if you've got it as a 2nd or 3rd and you've got children, well, you're an absolute legend, because this is amazing. Feels very safe, very civilised. I feel like I'm shaking hands with automotive royalty, just holding this steering wheel. This is a special moment I'll treasure forever. And when I become the owner of a prancing horse, James, you're going to come with me and do the pickup, and we'll make a pickup video with JM Cars, DadCars. I think that would just be incredible. So look, if you want to come on this journey with me and DadCars, if you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that subscribe button, please do. And look guys, I will see you on the next one. What's going to be next? What else can we get on the channel? We've got a Ferrari F12 right now. This is mad. Where's it going to be next? This is only 6 months. I'll see you on the next one, guys. Bye-bye. Horsey, horsey, don't you stop. Just let your hooves go clippity-clop. Your engine goes whoosh and your wheels go round, the rear wheels. Giddy up, we're homeward bound.